welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today I am answering your most burning questions. In a video a little while ago, I asked you if you wanted to do a Q&A, and if you did, to leave any questions down below. And these are my answers to those questions. So let's just jump on into it. So I'm just kind of going through the questions here on my iPad. The first one comes from my dear friend Elena over at Eclectic Alu is her channel, and she asked, what's your favorite time of year and why? My favorite time of year is fall. I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. I love when the weather cools down. I love when Halloween is coming. I love that it means that Christmas is just a little ways away. I love it. My second favorite is winter, fall and winter. Those are my number one faves. But fall first. My next question is from Foxy Roxy, and she asked, how long have you been married and do you just have the one daughter? Yes, I just have the one daughter, and we've been married for, it'll be 15 years in October. She also asked, do you write? If yes, what do you write, and have you always written? Yeah, I do. I write a lot. I've written for as long as I can remember. I can remember being like 8, 9, 10 years old and writing stories. So many stories all the time, and then typing them up on my grandparents' typewriter. As for now, I'm currently working on a book. I've also done a bunch of freelance writing for different websites in the past. Next question comes from Sin Brown, Australia. My dear friend Cindy. Cindy is one of my first ever YouTube subscribers. She has been with me almost my entire journey, and I absolutely love her so much. So hi, Cindy. And she asked, have you got moments in YouTube that you need to take a break and do other stuff instead? Absolutely, all the time, all the time. Luckily though, for these videos I sit down. I find vlogging more time consuming. I find when I just come to sit down, it only takes anywhere from a half hour to an hour to film these sit down videos, and then to edit them is about another hour or so, and so it doesn't take too much time up during the day. I find vlogging more time consuming because you're kind of doing it all day long and thinking about it all day long, whereas this, I come, do it, it's done. So yeah, but definitely always have those moments. The next question comes from Tosh Time. Tosh is awesome. I love her so much. And her question is, what is your favorite flavor of tea? That's a tough question, Tosh. I love so many different flavors of tea. I think if it came down to it and I had to pick just one, I would pick mint. I love mint tea. It's perfect any time of day. It's good iced, it's good hot. It's so good. Second runner-up I think would be chamomile. My dear sweet friend Unique Mystery, she asks, what keeps you going after being disappointed? That's a really good question. I'm pretty adaptable. So when I get disappointed, I don't tend to dwell on it too long. I find I can pretty quickly and easily move on move past it. It's certainly never easy, but it's just, I just move past it. I don't know how to explain it. I'm adaptable. I guess that's the best way, is so I can quickly move past it. Now of course there's varying degrees of disappointment. So something small, something big, that's tougher. And I don't know, with the big stuff, it just takes time too. Just takes time. So I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah. My friend Lilybeth's channel, she says, you're a very consistent video creator. What are your motivations and how do you plan your topics? Thank you. I try to stay as consistent as possible, because anytime I ever hear YouTubers giving advice, their number one tip is stay consistent. So I try to always do that. So thank you for noticing. What are my motivations and how do I plan my topics? My motivation is I just want to keep my channel growing, and that seems to be the best way to do it. For topics, I just kind of think of things that interest me and hope that they would also interest you. Like for the book talks, I just talk about whatever book I'm reading that week. For the tea talks, I try to pull some topical topics. about things that are going on around YouTube or in my life, things like that. So I just plan it out as though, what would I like to hear about? And then I film those. Next up, I'm sure I'm going to say your name wrong, and I'm so sorry, but it's Mahai Vlogs Hong Kong. I hope that's right. And she asked, who inspired you to do videos or YouTube? I got inspired to do YouTube by watching YouTube. When I first moved to the town we live in now about 5 years ago, I didn't know a soul aside from my husband and daughter, and that's when I discovered that YouTube was a thing where people had channels and they uploaded their own content regularly, and I started watching it. And what made me realize it at first was I had heard someone talking about Ipsy on Facebook, and so I googled it, and so Ipsy unbagging started coming up, and like Jessica Braun was one of those unbagging videos that came up, and so I started watching her all the time, and Graveyard Girl, and Young, Wild and Polished, and from there it just grew and grew, and eventually I was like, maybe I could do that, because I thought it would kind of give me a way to be social when I didn't know anyone yet. I could make friends on YouTube, and that's exactly what it did. My dear YouTube friend Carol Lynn Zavala, I hope I'm saying that right, she asked, what are the different places you've worked at? Let's see. My first job ever was working retail at a store called San Francisco, and it was a store in the mall that sold all kinds of crazy like gag gifts and knickknacks and weird stuff. So I was a cashier there, and then I worked a few retail cashier jobs. Then a little later on, I worked as a photographer in a portrait studio, because when I went to college I took journalism and I also took photography. So I was able to put a bit of that to use working at a portrait studio. Shortly after that I did some data entry for a trucking company, and then my daughter was born. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I kind of put all my energy into writing, and that's when I did those freelance writing gigs, and that's when I started working on fiction as well. Kimmy Unlimited asked some really great questions. She asked, one, when you drop your book, would you like one of your books to be a movie or a TV show? That's a great question. I think a TV show, because I feel like they can stick closer to the book because they have more time. With the movie, you know, you got an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, and you really got to jam it all in there. And I think a lot gets lost in translation, but with a TV show, they can put more of it in. So I think a TV show. And she also asked, if you could travel back in time, what era would you go to? I think I would go to late 1800s, early 1900s, maybe England, maybe France, somewhere like that. Red's Makeup Bag asked, what made you get into YouTube? Already kind of answered that one, just watching YouTube and wanting to try it myself. And she said, where do you see your channel going? I honestly have no idea. No idea whatsoever. One thing that I would love is, as time goes by, I'd love to move away from the makeup videos and focus more so on the book side and like the talking side, and less on the makeup. I love, 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 love makeup, but like I don't have a ton of knowledge. I just kind of play around with it, so it's fun, you know, hauling and unboxing and stuff like that, but and reviewing, but that's not where my passion is. The book side and the talking, discussing things side is more where my passion lies. So I hope to eventually go all the way over into that direction. Denise Wilson asked, have you embraced the new YouTube rule about views and subscriber count? How do you deal with channel growth? Yes, I have. I have leaned into it. It was then, when they announced the new rules, I kind of doubled down with my channel, and I went from doing 3 videos a week to 5. And I finally hit the watch time amount. I hit it almost 2 months ago. So I'm just waiting now for YouTube to approve my channel and start playing the ads again. So I'm happy to have gotten there, because I think that was a bit of a morale hit for everyone. So I'm glad that that'll be back soon. Hopefully they review it soon. They have humans doing the reviewing now, so it takes a little longer. Shayla's Love asked, What's your favorite makeup product? Pick only one. I would have to say lipstick. I love lipstick so much. I find it changes your look so much, you know, more so than any other product. You put on some lipstick, I just feel better. I feel more confident. I feel more fun. So lipstick for sure. Number 2, how do you like your eggs? That's a good question. I like eggs anyway, pretty much. Scrambled, fried, boiled. I love eggs. My friend Graphinx asked the same question about why I started my channel, but I just wanted to mention him. Then Erie's Life, she asked, if you could only use one palette for the rest of your life, what would it be? Ariel. I think as of right now, I would pick the Graveyard Girl Tarte palette. I love the colors, I love the formula, and I find there's so many looks you can get out of it. Also, it comes with a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter, so you can use those on your face or to make eye looks. So I just feel like that's one of the more versatile palettes, so I'll pick that one. And then, what's your favorite food? I love Italian food. I love anything pasta, anything. Love it. Cheryl and Steve asked, if you won the lottery, what would you buy first and how would you spend the rest? If I won the lottery, the first thing I would do is build a house to my specifications. That's the dream. We're hoping to be able to do that in 4 or 5 years. Fingers crossed. So if I won the lottery tomorrow, that's the first thing I would do. With the rest, I'd make sure, you know, my mom, my sister, everybody never wanted for anything, you know, pay off their homes, get them new cars, things like that. And then travel the world. I want to see every single place on this planet. And after that, I'd be happy after that. Just put the rest, you know, in investments and let it grow. Julie Barnes asked, what's your favorite makeup item in your collection? Can be anything. And she said hers is her Tarte Toasted palette. That's a great choice. This is a tough question. I think right now, like, it changes from time to time. Right now, my favorite is the Tarte, the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust palette. I'm loving it. I'm using it every single day. So for right now, it's that. And the final question for today's Q&A comes from Elite Rossi. And she said, why did you start your YouTube channel and what's your profession? So I've already answered about the YouTube channel, and I've kind of answered what's my profession too. I'm a writer. So there you go. Thank you so much, you guys, for asking these awesome, thought-provoking questions. I love when other people do Q&As, so I hope you enjoyed this. It's always fun to get to know each other better. And yeah, that's gonna do it. I will see you guys